Yo, 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 yo. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Alright, so this is the first time I've ever done something like this, so I might be shit, but we'll get there, we'll work at it. But basically what this is going to be this is called Wizard Talk. This is the official first episode of Wizard Talk. It will get a lot better in the future. There's no graphics, it's very low production right now. I just threw some shit together because I want it to be a work in progress. But this is the first one. Basically, the premise of this podcast is going to be talking about esports news and gaming news and drama going on in the gaming community, streamers, anything going on. Put a primary focus on esports. We won't be focusing too much on stuff like content creators, but when it's pretty big news, we will probably talk about it, including new games and stuff. But for the most part, it will be on esports. Um, but yeah, this is basically just a podcast. I'm gonna try to do it as much as I can. The goal is gonna be like twice a month. I think that is the goal. I said weekly, but I know I'm not gonna be able to do it weekly, so it's probably gonna be at least twice a month. That's gonna be the goal. Yeah. So yeah, basically I'm just gonna go into some topics here. Got some shit going on around the esports community. First things first. Let's get into something here. This is a new news coming out here between a pretty big new org. It's let me grab this over here. Between Oxygen Esports and Boston Uprising. So that is Boston Uprising, the Overwatch League organization. Oxygen Esports. Um, it's a new franchise in esports. I don't know too much about it, but I know that it was started recently. CEO is Murphy Vandervelde. Don't know if I'm saying that right, but this is big news here. COD League spot, 12 COD League spot, as well as picking up Boston Uprising. Um, COD League, Overwatch League, the first franchised leagues besides like the LCS, LCK, but that's not as franchised. I'm talking franchise like COD League, Overwatch League, 2K League, leagues that have like city names attached to them, stuff like that. So there's a lot of mergers going on here. Since a spot was left vacant after Envy and Optic merged, which was a very recent thing, Envy and Optic merging, I still don't really know how that works. Envy and Optic merging was really interesting to me. Um, I know the thing that I've noticed it most in right now is the HES as their Optic team, using all the Envy stuff. But I don't know. We'll see how that goes. I don't know if Optic has any money. I feel like it's just Envy and they're using the Optic name because Optic it just has a big following, so they're not just gonna get rid of it, and I think it just grows the brand. But that's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about Auction Esports and Boston Uprising. So Auction Esports, this Oilers come out of nowhere. They've been competing in Valorant and a bunch of other things. They're here, Valorant, Apex, some other things, and now they're entering into COD and Overwatch in the most expensive leagues, in some of the most expensive leagues in esports. Um, they're gonna be working with the Patriots, Craft owners, some other celebrities, along with other New England players like Boston Celtics player, Super Bowl champion Rob Gronkowski from the Bucks, but he spent a lot of his career in New England, and so their primary focus looking like is just going to be in New England. So this is interesting. New orgs getting involved in the COD League and Overwatch League, two leagues that I think are very specifically Overwatch League, but we're gonna be talking about Overwatch League here in a little bit. But yeah, this is some big news. More orgs getting involved. I see more orgs coming up. More money being involved in esports is a great thing to see. I know multiple orgs are almost up to worth $1 billion, which is ridiculous. If you told someone that 10 years ago, that someone in an esports organization would be worth $1 billion, they would say, what are you talking about?" All right. Well, moving on to our next topic here, we are going to be talking about the future of the Overwatch League. Um, I think this is a pretty interesting topic to discuss. It's something that directly involves me pretty heavily. I my favorite competitive game, maybe not my favorite. My favorite competitive game is a game called Gigantic, but I'm sure none of you have ever heard of that. But the game I spent a lot of my time competing in is Overwatch. I competed as a main tank and off tank in the collegiate and online competitions at the Grandmaster level. I played in DreamHack and other things, but enough about me. This is about the Overwatch League. It's something that I'm very passionate in. I love the Overwatch League. I love Overwatch Esports. Um, but they're in a really weird spot right now. A very, very, very weird spot. Very, very weird spot. So Overwatch League, it's like, yep, Overwatch right now. The only thing holding Overwatch together is its community. Blizzard is in the shithole. Blizzard's just getting thrown like no like Blizzard's just a disaster right now. Let's just say that. Blizzard's just a disaster. All the accusations coming out, some proven, some not, doesn't matter. A lot of bad stuff has been happening behind the scenes at Blizzard, and it's impacting all of their games. I know a lot of them wasn't a part of the Overwatch team. It was mostly like I think it was World of Warcraft and StarCraft were the two most controversial ones, but I think there has been a few for the Overwatch team. But there is a lot going on in Overwatch. Jeff left. 5v5 is a thing. There's no updates going on for Overwatch 1. That's the biggest issue, I think. The no updates going on for Overwatch 1 is such a problem. Yes, we get skins. Yes, there's a patch very rarely every now and then. Yes, they'll do some goofy things like adding these fun patches that the streamers make. But that doesn't really, that's just holding the game alive. That's just trying to keep it alive as much as they can before Overwatch 2 comes out, which when we don't know when Overwatch 2 is coming out. They delayed it already. The Overwatch League, it just doesn't make sense how they're going to compete. I don't get it. They're apparently they're still planning on playing the next season of Overwatch League on Overwatch 2 in 5v5. But the whole season might be played before the game even comes out to the public. If that doesn't kill the league, I don't know what will. That's just a disaster waiting to happen. Trying to get fans to watch a game they can't even play in. I guess the argument could be, oh, it's just big advertisement. Okay, well, think about the competitive integrity. Is it good advertisement? Maybe. People be like, oh, this game looks awesome. I think it would have been perfectly fine for them to play on it for maybe one split, like how they have like um the summer showdown, like something random like that. Just one of those little quarters of the season where they have one of those mini tournaments. If that's what they're going to be doing again, playing it on that before the public has it as an advertisement would be perfect. That's amazing. That's an amazing idea. But the whole right now it's looking like the majority of the season would be on a game that's not even released to the public. It's like, how do you find new pro players that don't have, like, if there's young players that don't have access to the game, how are you going to know that they're good at Overwatch 2 when all they can play is Overwatch 1? So you're just going to keep the same pros for the whole season. You're not going to find any, like, Contenders is a disaster. Contenders is going to be a disaster. Like, they're going to be playing Contenders in Overwatch 1, I guess? I don't know. My guess is that they're gonna put it on Overwatch 2, but right now it's looking like it's gonna be Overwatch 1, which is just I don't that's just a whole disaster. I don't know. Overwatch League looks really bad right now. I hope the best for Overwatch 2. I'm super excited about the PvE. The PvP I'm still questionable about. As a tank player, I'm just genuinely really upset that they're getting rid of two tanks. I know the tank role is the lowest played role in the game, but getting rid of a second tank, it's like I compare it as like getting rid of support. It's like getting rid of the support character in League, the support role in League. Like that's how big of an impact it makes on the game. If people don't really realize that, they haven't competed the game at a high level. It's just getting rid of the second tank. The entire role is different. The entire game is different. I don't know. I don't know how it will play out. It might be fine. Maybe I'm just so used to having two tanks and it's not that big of a deal. But the more big issue, I don't even, that's not even a sentence. The larger issue is the fact that these players are gonna have to play on a game that's not released. I don't know. Overwatch League's in a bad spot right now. The viewership's been down lately since it left Twitch. I don't know how long their YouTube deal is lasting. I know they got a ridiculous amount of money for the league to be on YouTube. I don't really know how they got that money. But the problem with Overwatch, I think they're looking a lot at money. The Blizzard is just looking money, 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 money instead of players. Like, how are the players doing? What is the league like? Like, what's the fan base like? How are people enjoying the league? That's not the priorities. The priorities is how do we make the most money? I understand their business, but you also have to understand that longevity is a thing as well. The longer your game lasts, the more popular your game is, the more money you'll make. But of course, you'll get more money with an immediate YouTube deal. And it's just, I don't know. I think if they go back on Twitch, I think it would save the league. If they can find a release date, I think the smarter thing would be delaying the season. Yes, that's annoying for the players, but having them play on a game that's not released for an entire season is just a disaster to me. But I don't know. That's just me. I don't run a league, but right now Overwatch League's not looking great. There's a lot of exciting things happening on this thing. There's been a ton of pickups, there's been a ton of exchanges between teams, but it's like I don't even know if the teams know what's going on. There's been a history between Blizzard and Overwatch League teams of just poor communication. Overwatch League teams learn about what's happening maybe like a week in advance from the public, and it's like they're competing in your game for a living. They're the ones playing your game to the public and advertising the game at a high level, and you're just going to not inform them of anything going on, and you're going to make them in this scuffed situation where they don't really know what the future holds. Are they just going to, the plan is to play in Overwatch 2. They don't even have access to that game yet, so they have to make weird workshop modes. Like Paris Eternal made a workshop mode just for Overwatch 2 practice, and it's not even Overwatch 2, it's just a scuffed version of workshop. If you're going to make the pros play on Overwatch 2, give them the beta of Overwatch 2 or the alpha or whatever stage it's in. There's just a lot of problems going on with Overwatch League, and it's sad to see because I love the Overwatch League. I love to watch it. I hope the best for it, but right now it's not looking too good for the league or even Overwatch 2 in general. Getting pushed back and dev team leaving, and just I don't know what's going on. We'll see. I hope the best for it, but right now it's looking kind of like a disaster. But we'll see. All right. Well, moving on here, we are going to be moving on to a game that a lot of people are probably not familiar with here. It is PUBG Mobile Esports here. This is actually a very large game in places like India, and there's actually a lot of good teams in Europe. But the thing I wanted to talk about here is the PUBG Mobile Global Championship Grand Finals happening here very soon. It's going to be happening from it was happening actually from November 30th to January 23rd, but the grand finals are happening here very soon. There's going to be a lot of teams competing in, a lot of teams that are notable. If you've never heard of PUBG Mobile Esports, it's actually a big thing. You can see here NIP, a lot of big teams. NIP, Damwon, the former League World Champions are involved. You got Team Secret, a big team in Dota. Na'Vi, a team that's big in CSGO and a lot of other things. Big orgs compete in this game, but the grand championship, or the global championship, I should say, is the teams competing. There's a lot of random teams coming. Like there's an Indian Siege team not yet to come. There is a big prize pool for this. If you haven't heard about any PUBG Mobile Esports, first place is taking home 1.5 million, and the total prize pool is 3.5 million dollars. Yep, for a mobile game, $3.5 million for PUBG Mobile. If you guys didn't realize that this scene was big, now you do. Like, even big orgs like TSM are involved, Reciprocity. This is a big thing. It's a big thing in Europe, it's a big thing in India, and I don't think PUBG Mobile is going anywhere. It's the biggest battle royale on mobile, and for a lot of countries, a lot of people don't have access to consoles, don't have access to PCs. So games like this are the highest level of esports they can get. As I say that, as this thing of Navi driving in circles around this guy is happening, but I've never watched it personally. I used to watch PUBG esports back in the day. It's pretty much the same thing. They're just on mobile. But yeah, I think this tournament's gonna be really interesting. I might try to watch it because I've never actually watched it. It's a game with this big of a prize pool. It's pretty massive. It is 16 teams. I guess there's 16 squads. Um, yeah, I think this is going to be interesting to see it. I don't know if I feel like it might not be the biggest mobile competition ever, but It's the biggest mobile competition I've ever seen personally, for sure. At least prize pool wise. But yeah, I think it's gonna be hype to see. All right, moving on to the next thing here. We've got a big topic coming up here. This one is going to be the LCS Lock-in Tournament coming back. League of Legends is back, boys. It is back. It is back. It is back. I am hyped for it. I love watching League Esports. League Esports is one of the first esports I've ever been involved in, specifically LCS. So let's get into this real quick. We've got the LCS Lock-in at 22 coming in here. Let's see what we've got in here. So first up, we could talk about what happened at the World Championship. Actually, before we do that, let's talk about what happened. My fault. Let's talk about let's talk about what happened in the World Championship. We had the play-ins. The play-ins, Cloud9 made it out there. Cloud9 made it from the play-ins all the way through the group stage to the bracket. Right now, Cloud9 looking like the strongest team in NA, but you also have to realize Cloud9's roster for the lock-in is different than the roster for the World Championship. It is a lot different. So we'll see if they can pick up where they left off. It was like no one expected them to make it that far as a play-in team. They passed both 100 Thieves and Team Liquid to make it to that group out of the group stage. Fortunately, they did lose, but it was still actually. I'm reading this now. The prize pool for the World Championship is smaller than the PUBG Mobile Global Championship prize pool. We can just let that sink in for a second. The League of Legends World Championship prize pool is smaller than the PUBG Mobile Global Championship prize pool. Are you kidding me? That's not real. Okay, well, all right. Well, besides that, you can look at LCS last splits, LCS summer here. TSM absolutely dominant, 30-15 in the 2021 season. Just overall, their 2021 record, 30-15. They looked great. Of course, in the Worlds, they shit the bed, but that's just how TSM does it. So did 100 Thieves. 100 Thieves was our second best team here. 29-16. Evil Geniuses really stepped it up, though, in the last summer. 18-9, tying with 100 Thieves in TSM. Evil Genius is a team you cannot ignore for this next season here. Teams that are kind of in a tragic spot, though. CLG. I would like to say that CLG has a better chance. They have a better team now. They can make stuff happen. It's just not. CLG is a disaster still. Let's just be honest. CLG is an absolute disaster. CLG is a disaster. Yeah, no. Cloud9's team, very good last season, but it's completely different roster now almost. They still have Fudge. They still have Blabber. Other than that, completely different team. Fudge moving from the top lane to the middle lane as well. We'll see how that impacts them, but I don't know. Cloud9, very different. CLG, I don't think we need to talk about CLG too much. They were kind of a disaster. Moving up to FlyQuest. FlyQuest 8-19 last season. Not good. Oh, wait. Last season, 14-31 total. My bad. 14-20, 14-31. Less than 50. Like, they have over double their games lost than won. I don't know if that's sounding confusing, but you know what I mean. FlyQuest roster, not much change. There's still gonna be a yikes. FlyQuest is still gonna be this bottom team. I just don't see it really changing. Did they even change anybody? They changed their mid laner. Tuo Kuil. I don't know how to say that name. And they changed their bot laner to John Sun. And the support is Aframu. Okay, they did make some changes. Looking at these players, though, I think it's gonna be the same old FlyQuest shit. Though I don't see them really doing much. Whoever was behind them, above them, it was the Golden Guardians, Golden State basketball team. The Golden Guardians here, see if they made any real changes to their roster here. Pride Stalker, was that a person? Pride Stalker new on their team, lost a new bot laner for them, and Ola from Korea as a new support. They still have Liquor, still have a Blaze Olive. I think this team is kind of up in the air. I don't really know what to expect from them. I think they could move to be a middle of the pack team instead of a bottom 3 team. I think that's the best hope we really have for the Golden Guardians. But yeah, I don't think they're going to be a real competitor on a global stage. Next up, the Immortals. Immortals here, see if they made many roster moves in the offseason. They do have Power of Evil now. Power of Evil, that's a humongous pickup. Power of Evil. Still have Revenge and Jersey. Strong players there. Wild Turtle and Destiny in the bot lane. They kept Destiny. They have added Wild Turtle. Wild Turtle, I mean, he's a GOAT. I can't lie. Wild Turtle's a GOAT. He's been playing he's like 87. He's been playing forever. But does he really still have it? That's definitely up in the air. Definitely up in the air. I don't think this team's going to be any better than a middle of the road team. I don't think they're going to do anything on a global stage, but I don't think they're going to embarrass themselves. So let's just say that they might be slightly better than last year, but we'll see. Dignitas 23-22 in the summer split. Did they make many moves here? Aphromoo is gone. They've gone away from an all North American team, adding Blue River and Biofrost. Only keeping Neo and Fake God on their roster. So I think these are some interesting changes. I don't really know what to expect from Dignitas with these changes. I'm thinking it's gonna be more of the same. I think they're gonna be relatively the same position that they were in last splits, but yeah, I think this is just gonna be another middle of the road team. Don't expect too much from Dignitas, but we'll see. Time will tell. Up next, Team Liquid 27-18. This team looks legit. Let's just say this. This team looks absolutely ridiculous. Bwipo in the top lane. Yes, he throws sometimes, but he's very, very strong. Santorin in the jungle. Cannot go wrong with Santorin. Bjergsen. That is the big exchange. Bjergsen is back in the league. Love watching Bjergsen play. People are going to be like, he's washed. We'll see. I think he's going to be a great shot caller for that team. Much needed. Hansama, Core JJ, they should be absolutely fine in that bot lane. I think TL is going to be a force to be reckoned with this season. I think they are very much a threat to be on the world stage competing. I don't know how well they'll do on the world stage competing, but I think they'll definitely be there. I think they'll definitely be a big issue in the LCS, and I'm excited to see what they put out this season. And I think they'll definitely perform better than they did last season. Up next, Cloud9. Already talked about them a little bit. Changed their roster a little bit. We got an ad here. Wow. Skip that. Okay. Yeah, no. I think Cloud9 is going to be slightly worse than last season. I don't know. Summit and Berserker, they could be good. I think they could be in the they're kind of up in the air. Don't really know what to expect from C9. I think they'll still be a solid team. I think they'll still be a team that's up in the air for competing at Worlds and World competitions like MSI. But I don't see them getting out like the group stage again. I don't know. We'll see. Time will tell. Cloud9 still looks like a solid team, though. Up next, Evil Genius is a team that really showed up in the very last split. Not last split. The end of actually, yeah, the last split. They showed up in the summer. Impacts and scaring contracts. They changed that quite a bit. Now they have Impact, Danny, Vulcan, Jojo Pyun, and Inspired. I think this team could do well. They're another big question mark. I think this team definitely has potential to be competing on a world stage, to be competing for an LCS title. Team Liquid, though, does look better. then Evil Geniuses and Cloud9. But all three of them, I wouldn't be surprised to be seeing them in like the semifinals for the LCS. But I think out of those three, Team Liquid is probably the favorite there. After them, we move up to 100 Thieves, a team that was extremely successful last season. And we look at who they've got now. Definitely some different players. They added Tenacity as a secondary top laner behind Someday. Still think Someday is definitely going to be their main guy. Closer still in the jungle, Abidaga, FBI Hui. Pretty much the same team as last season. Why not? If it's not broke, don't fix it. But we've already seen how they do on the world stage. Very mediocre. Let's just say that. Relative to the other teams. Very mediocre. I do, however, think that they've already won the LCS once before. They can win it again. This team is very, very strong in North America. Let's just get that point across. In North America, they are a very, very strong team. I don't think this team has reached their full potential. I think they can still be very good. I think they can still reach higher heights. Definitely strong competitors for that LCS title coming up here. And even in the lock-in favorites right now, I think 100 Thieves, Team Liquid. But next up, we got TSM. TSM losing Power of Evil, adding Takeover to their roster. Also getting Instinct on their roster and losing Sword Art for Yursan and losing Lost in the bot lane. So a lot of changes from TSM. Huni's gone as Viper and Hyper now. I don't know. This team just... I don't know. I mean, the team's kind of been split off to other places. I don't know what to really... I'm reading stuff right now, that's why it kind of sounds confusing for what I'm saying. But, I'm just trying to see what's going on here. See, I haven't really caught up on a lot of the stuff. Golden Guardians got lost. When did Power of You already said Power? Power of You was on Immortals, right? Yeah, no. So, TSM, just very different team here. I have no idea what to expect from these players. Viper, Hyper, Takeover, Instinct, Yursan. I think this team could still do well, but I think this team could also do terribly. Let's just say that. I think TSM could be really bad this season. I think TSM could be really good this season. Don't really know what to expect looking here. They're taking a gamble on some of these players. But right now, if you had to say, who is my top three to win this lock-in tournament? Number one will have to be 100 Thieves for sure. They're the team that has the most chemistry. I think 100 Thieves is the favorite to take this lock-in tournament at the beginning of the season. After them, I will have to say it's probably going to be Team Liquid behind them. And then behind Team Liquid, I will say Cloud9 has a solid chance. But I think 100 Thieves is undeniably the favorite going into this lock-in tournament. And I'm just hyped to see League. Obviously, you can tell I'm not super familiar on what's going on with League. It will get better as I do more of these podcasts. I'll learn more and more about what's actually going on, and I'm going to try to keep up more with the actual competitions because I have been lacking quite a bit. Well, yeah, next, moving on to our last topic here. This is something that I've been really involved in lately. It is Halo. We've got the Halo Championship Series here. So the last major was in Raleigh. They just had the Pro Series last couple weeks ago. It's actually they had the Pro Series literally yesterday or the day before, the first week of the Pro Series. But the Raleigh major was about a month ago ish. I pretty much watched all of the Raleigh major, almost every single game. It was so entertaining to watch. I wanted to be there, but I got scammed. Yep, I got scammed. Because I do live in North Carolina. It was only like a 2-hour drive for me to go there. I don't know why I didn't get tickets earlier. That was kind of my fault. I could have just gotten tickets and just been like, if I don't go, I sell them. But I don't know. I was dumb and didn't think ahead of time. So I got scammed. I went online, said anyone got tickets. This guy got tickets. He seemed legit. His whole profile was like gaming clips, did all this stuff, blah 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 blah. And my dumbass was like, all right, give me 2 tickets. I pay him. Yoinks my money, blocks me. I feel like a dumbass. So instead of being here, I watched it on Twitch. But it was a great tournament. It was a very exciting tournament in Raleigh. Cloud9 did end up taking the win. I think there's a lot of conversation to go on about teams and how they're performing in Halo. I am very familiar with the current Halo state and good teams. I think right now it's undeniable Cloud9, FaZe, Sentinels, and Optic are your best teams. They are on a different level than the rest of the teams competing. I think right now it's going to be mostly between Optic and Cloud9. I think it's undeniable that Cloud9 is the best team right now. Cloud9, the HCS Raleigh champions. Cloud9, the Pro Series Week 1 champions. They need to be taken off their throne. They're the best team right now. It's undeniable. Cloud9 hasn't had the best team in a game in a while. I might be wrong at that, but as far as I've been following, they haven't. So this team has been really good for Cloud9. And I want to see who can actually take them down. But the news I wanted to talk about mostly here, let me actually pull this up. Let me see if I can get it up on the screen while I talk about this real quick though. Hold up. Get that on. What am I doing? Why is it not on a window? What is going on here, guys? What is going on here? Oh god, everything's breaking. Oh god. But yeah, you guys can see my planning sheet. Look, I actually plan out the stuff I'm talking about. This is crazy, right? It's absolutely wild. Okay. Well, I can't pull that up, but I'll get better. I'll get better at going through different windows and stuff, you know? But you saw my plans there. But anyways, that's not the point. The point is, here we go. I'm going to read this to you. Due to rapidly changing environment around COVID-19 and the rising number of cases, we will be changing the upcoming Anaheim Regional Championship to no longer include spectators, and the open bracket will take place online ahead of the event to determine who the in-person teams will be. So, top 8 teams from the Raleigh Kickoff Major will be automatically invited to the Anaheim live event in person. However, the remaining 8 teams will be decided through the online qualifier. And the big news here, no more spectators, no more open brackets. I'm very disappointed this is what's happening. Obviously, COVID, very serious thing. The Omicron variant has been just tearing through the country and the world, honestly. And I respect the decision. It's a fair decision. I am very glad that they are still going to host it in person on a LAN environment for the players to compete in. Unfortunately, there will be no spectators, which definitely takes away from it quite a bit. The spectators in Raleigh were amazing. It was so hyped to see an actual crowd with Halo events going super hype. Not even just a crowd for Halo events, just a crowd for esports. It was just so refreshing to see a crowd for esports. It feels like it's been so long since you've seen a real crowd at an esports tournament that's just loud and getting after it. I wish I was there, but I got scammed. But yeah, I mean, no fans. Obviously, it's a takeaway. Open bracket's gonna be online. I could be a little scuffed. People do complain about ping and crashing and all those things, but I think it's fine. I think they're doing the best they can with what they have, and they were gonna get shit if they had it in person like the Raleigh one and everyone was there and there's fans there. There's brackets going on there. They were gonna end up getting shit. Let's be honest. But yeah, no, I'm super hyped to see the Anaheim major. It's definitely has a little bit of while to go through. There's definitely gonna be more can't even say that. We're pro series events going on. See if Cloud9 can actually get taken down for once. That team is unbelievable. That team is unbelievable. They're so good. Oh, they got Shu in the body. They're disrespect. Okay. Pioneers, dude. Pioneers, another org that's kind of come out of nowhere. Kansas City Pioneers. They're a sick org. I like the things they're doing. FaZe, I'm not a fan of FaZe. I'm not going to lie. I like the FaZe Halo team. I do really like the FaZe Halo team. They're really good. Snipe Down's awesome. I like Bound. Bound's ridiculous. I think Bound's one of the best players in the game right now. But I don't like the management. The FaZe management is a clown show. Maybe I'll do a whole podcast on FaZe management. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll do it. Maybe I'll get them to hate me. I don't think they'll even see it though, so who cares? But yeah. So that's pretty much the topics we have. This was the first iteration of Wizard Talk. There's going to be many more to come, and it's going to be much higher quality, and I am not going to be doing it always by myself. I will be having people join with me just to talk about esports. I'll have people joining as guests that are competitors. Some people from IlluZion, because this is brought to you by IlluZion Gaming. If you want to follow IlluZion Gaming on Twitter, it is at Gaming IlluZion. Also on Instagram at Gaming IlluZion. And yeah, so whenever there's gonna be an episode, I will tweet it on my personal Instagram account. Not my Instagram account, my personal Twitter account, as well as the IlluZion Twitter account at Gaming IlluZion. And you can find me at IlluZDave, ILUZ Dave. The teabagging going on there. Yeah, get fucked, bro. Let's go bound. But yeah. So this is episode 1. I know it was scuffed. I'm well aware it was scuffed. I know. I'm working on it. It's my first time ever doing this. I know you guys saw all of my windows at one point, you know. I'm trying. I'm figuring it out. But yeah. If you guys listen to this, I really appreciate it. If you actually listened this far into it, you're insane. You're insane. You're absolutely insane if you listen this far into it. Not crazy, but like you're awesome, bro. I appreciate anyone that's here or listen to it. Um yeah. That's all I gotta say. Next Wizard Talk, probably either next week or the week after. I'm probably gonna end up doing them every couple weeks, but since it's new, I might want to try to do it more and actually improve on it and do it more than I normally would. So I might do it like 4 times this month. We'll see what happens. Might be 2 times this month, but we'll see. We will see how it goes. But yeah, thank you guys for listening and maybe even watching. If you watched, I'm sorry for the scuffness. Yeah, appreciate you guys. Peace out. I will see you guys next time. Peace.